Alright, so here at Second Chance Toys, we got a pretty awesome collection that just came in. 1987 Dino Riders by Tyco. Really cool, one of my favorite toy lines, one of Kelly's favorite toy lines. We actually don't own any of this because it's such a scary thing to get into. They're expensive, they're rare, finding them complete is nearly impossible. But we're going to do our best today. We're going to do our best to complete these guys. So we have quite a few boxes that just came in. T-Rex, Diplodocus, a couple of the bigger figures here. We do have some backstock of Dino Riders that we pulled down. So we're going to go through these guys, see what we can complete. The goal is to get all this stuff ready for Joe Fest in a couple weeks. So hopefully we'll see you there and we'll find these Dino Riders from the home.
Okay, does it work? That's the question. Sort of. Look at this original rubber band here, man. It's all dry rotted. Crazy. So overall, all these pieces that did come in here are actually in really good condition. The boxes are mainly the thing that is crazy to see, and the things inside are incomplete, but we'll get to figuring that out, to piecing them together. All right, so unfortunately, it looks like we don't have any of these pieces for series. However, it's still nice. Boo-hoo, Kelly! A couple of these pieces are really close to being complete, and luckily, I believe we do have the parts on hand. And if we do, you will see them at the toy show, definitely. So next is his Quetzal. It's pretty good shape. It does come with a couple of the important pieces. However, we still are missing a bunch of these here. But we'll find out if we got it. So let's move on to one of the bigger boxes and let's see what this has got. All right, so we got this in Montonia over here, and the belly straps are just gone, but it's okay because we got some more. Also got all the parts almost, and it was in really good shape. Out comes the Dinotrudon. Also in really good shape, as well as the box. Let me see if we can complete this also. Alright guys, so we are wrapping up with the box stuff here. We've got some completes and wrapping up the repacking process. This is also complete, and then we got some stuff that's incomplete, but we'll see as time goes on. And we're going to try to work on some loose ones here, maybe, possibly, depending on what happens. But yeah, these will most likely be at Joe Fest, most of the toy show. Alright, so welcome to Collection Dissection. Collection Dissection basically has a rarity scale of bronze, silver, gold, as well as emerald and diamond. And this is just a series, and to show the items off. Basically, just to give you guys an overview of everything that comes through. It will not be just Transformers. But basically how it will work is, see, here you have this SCF Fire Guts Jinrai, and this would be getting a bronze, because it's very common. Next up, we have this G.I. Joe Fort America. The Fort America was released in the US in 1992 as a part of the Sonic Fighters line. It was available in 1993, and it was ultimately discontinued in 1994 due to declining sales. Getting a rank of Emerald due to it having no variations, and this is the only release known as of right now. Next up is this 1984 G.I. Joe collector case. This is by Tara Toy Corporation and Hasbro. It holds 24 action figures and accessories. This particular case is not in the best shape. However, it is definitely one of the better cases that we've had come through, and we actually do have quite a good bit of these. There are other variations of these cases. This case itself will be getting a silver tier, as it is somewhat common. However, the condition itself is not. Next up is Studio Series 104 Rise of the Beast Battle Trap. Now this figure is somewhat hard to obtain. It is a very nice figure. The figure's design is actually based upon the concept art before the official design was revealed. And you can see that in some of the reflecting concept art here shown. He does not come with the chain. It is sold separately with Studio Series Optimus Primal. This will be getting a gold tier because on the aftermarket currently it is very hard to obtain. Next up, we got a bit of a newer release. This is going to be the Legacy United Tiger Hawk. Now, this Tiger Hawk is based upon the original as well as the show model. This figure is almost accurate to its source material. It does take some liberties in its design. The main thing is that he now has cannons. His feathers can be used as swords, and they were missiles on the original toy. And this design has been updated to look like a tiger and a hawk. This will be getting a bronze tier, as it is fairly common and it is brand new. But who knows, the aftermarket might say otherwise. This next figure is already going to be getting a diamond tier. This is Scattershot from the Ravage Infiltration multi-pack, which is very hard to obtain. Included was Flak, Scattershot, Rollbar, Doom Runner, and Ravage, and this was not released in the US. It was part of a canceled wave of Revenge of the Fallen, and it was only sold briefly through Sainsbury supermarket chain in the UK. Next up, we got SS-106 Optimus Primal. This figure is a fairly common piece and is based upon the CGI model of him in the Rise of the Beast film. This figure is missing a transwarp key. However, this will be getting a bronze. This is brand new and fairly common. However, time will tell. Alright, so next up, we are running through the rest of the pile. We have this Studio Series Cheetor right here, which is also going to be a bronze tier figure, as it is common as well. However, the aftermarket price is starting to go up a little bit on him, so time will tell with that. It is overall a pretty great figure. It is also based upon the CGI design, and his weapons can combine like so. And overall, it's a highly recommended figure. It is actually really good and very poseable. And this is personally one of my favorites out of the Studio Series line. Next, we got this Revenge of the Fallen breakdown. This is going to be getting a silver tier, as it is actually somewhat common to get. However, it's hard to find one that's not broken, and this one's joints appear to all be intact. And overall, it's actually a fairly decent figure representation of the G1 character while being melded with live action. Just randomly here, there's a LG Haywire hanging out. This comes with the Takara Legends release of Double Cross, and that itself is actually kind of hard to get, making this a gold tier figure on its own. I know a lot of people are actually seeking after this figure, mainly because it does go with another Transformer. And overall, these are actually very poseable, and they're a lot better than their US releases. Next up, we have what is somewhat of a harder to find release. This is Studio Series 103 Rise of the Beast Rhinox. Rhinox is a little bit harder to get, mainly because the distribution for this figure is wonky at the moment, and it is brand new, making him a silver tier figure. His appearance is based off of his CGI model Rise of the Beasts, and strangely, the figure's manual has Revenge of the Fallen on it, which has led a lot of people to believe that he was meant to have been a part of the film, or it could have just possibly been a typo with the names being somewhat similar. Next up, what we have is what I believe to be a complete Ectotron. This is most likely the 2019 or his re-release, the 2024 version. Both figures are just somewhat hard to obtain. I believe you can still get them as of right now. It's a fairly common piece, and there is a version of him that was released in 2021 that has some different tooling, as well as includes a muncher figure, which is awesome. This figure will be getting a bronze tier just due to the fact that it is able to be obtained, and most likely will always be in the future, as this is one of the most popular Halloween releases that Hasbro has as of this moment. You can also reposition his gun to be more accurate to the film. And last but not least, we have this poor guy who is going to be a bronze tier, mainly because he's already missing a foot. And this figure is also common. This is Dark of the Moon, Human Alliance Whirl. Somewhat of a popular figure. It actually is something that I did own before, and it does come through here quite often. However, I gotta add a foot to this guy, and I gotta find his figure that he goes with. Real quick, I just want to mention that the actual series itself is going to be still running. This is just a different video format that we're trying out. We're going to see how it works. Also, please let us know what you think about in the comments. It will not be just Transformers. It's going to basically be collections that come in here and all sorts of various goods. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you all have a good day.